Well, one of the biggest games of all time right now is absolutely Roblox. I mean, it's probably the biggest gaming platform of all time. Yeah, that's counting Minecraft and Fortnite. I don't know with those two games how big their daily player count is, but I do know that with Roblox, they have about 80 million daily users. I cannot preface that enough. 80 million. I mean, just on Steam alone right now, there are 25 million people that are online. I know that's not necessarily like the daily users, but still. Yeah, for one gaming platform, I mean, that is insane. And I'm sure you know this might kind of just be like common knowledge, but the vast majority of Roblox's player base is under the age of 18. Yeah, they're kids. Now, Roblox has had a pretty big child safety security concern, so to speak, in roughly the past year, or really the past 6 months now. It's kind of been something I've been following recently. It's pretty interesting. So about 3 months ago, for example, I'd say that's when things really took off with this issue, as far as it being public knowledge or just a big public concern. Yeah, there was this Bloomberg report about 3 months ago that was released that showed that in 2022, the reported child exploitation cases were 3,000. That was in 2022. And then the next year, that number grew to 13,000. Yeah, it like over quadrupled. That was a quite a big bombshell, I would say. And then fast forward to about 2 weeks ago, there's a platform called Hindenburg Research, and they released a huge report basically giving more specifics on these child safety concerns. I won't really go into much detail. I mean, I made a video on it, but it's pretty gross. I mean, just some of the things that I guess you could say were allowed, or not really allowed, but just kind of happened and allegedly just were not moderated. Things that involved children. It was pretty crazy. So fast forward to today, Roblox has actually reached out to The Verge. This is a gaming journalist platform. I don't know why they decided to reach out specifically to them, but they shared an email with them and basically talked about how they are actually amping up their security for kids as far as their user base goes on their platform. And The Verge pointed out this is mainly in reference to preteens. So this is going to bring a lot of stricter safety sort of protocols and restrictions to people under the age of 13. There's going to be a lot more parental permissions that are required. And then these permissions and security enhancements only increase for kids under the age of 9. I guess in a nutshell, Roblox is transitioning to more of a content labeling sort of method, where there is going to be basically a lot more of a clear description on exactly what people are playing, you know, what these servers, I guess, involve. And with that, there's going to be a lot more, obviously, age restrictions that come with some of the more, I guess, explicit servers. All of this, obviously, is in a huge effort by Roblox to clean up this very messy situation that they have found themselves in. You know, with being one of the biggest, or maybe the biggest gaming platform in the world, you're going to run into a lot of issues, a lot of nefarious actors that are going to try to take advantage of your user base, including if it involves, you know, children. So while I do think that this is very obviously just a simple response to what has happened here by Roblox, you know, this is clearly a reactive approach, not necessarily a proactive approach. That being said, I mean, they're doing what they can now. Obviously, things have gotten so bad that now big mainstream journalists are talking about it, and in turn, it's going to lead to, if it hasn't already, you know, parents restricting their kids' access to the platform. That is obviously something that Roblox does not want to happen, so it looks like they are beginning now to transition to a tighter security for children on their platform. I can only guess that this security is only going to increase as we go forward.